One day your betta looks perfectly fine. Then suddenly it stops eating, sinks to the bottom, or dies without warning. And most people never understand what actually happened. But the truth is, betta fish almost never die suddenly. The damage usually starts weeks or even months earlier. In this video, we're going to break down the hidden mistakes that slowly kill betta fish and explain how experienced fishkeepers avoid them completely. Introduction. One of the biggest misconceptions in fishkeeping is the idea that fish die randomly. In reality, most betta deaths are the result of long-term stress, environmental instability, or unnoticed mistakes. Fish are extremely good at hiding weakness. In the wild, showing weakness makes animals vulnerable to predators. So by the time a betta visibly looks sick, the internal damage is often already advanced. This is why prevention and observation matter so much. Experts focus on identifying small problems early before they become serious. Section 1, the small tank problem. One of the most common mistakes is keeping bettas in tanks that are too small. Tiny tanks create unstable environments. Waste builds up quickly. Temperature changes rapidly. Water quality becomes inconsistent. Even if the fish survives temporarily, its body is constantly under stress. A stressed immune system weakens over time, making disease much more likely. The minimum recommended size for a betta should be 5 gallons. Larger tanks create more stable ecosystems and reduce long-term stress dramatically. Section 2, temperature fluctuations. Many owners underestimate how dangerous unstable temperature can be. Bettas are tropical fish. Their bodies are designed for warm, stable water. Without a heater, water temperature can drop significantly during the night. These fluctuations stress the fish continuously. Over time, this affects digestion, immune response, energy levels, disease resistance. A fish may survive cold water temporarily, but chronic temperature stress slowly damages its health. Section 3, invisible water toxins. One of the biggest dangers in aquariums is something you cannot see. Ammonia. Fish waste breaks down into ammonia, which is highly toxic even at low levels. Ammonia burns the gills and damages internal organs. Then ammonia becomes nitrite, which is also dangerous. Many beginner tanks are not fully cycled, meaning these toxins constantly fluctuate. This creates chronic stress and silent damage long before visible symptoms appear. Section 4, overfeeding. Many people think feeding more food means better care. In reality, overfeeding is one of the fastest ways to create health problems. Excess food causes digestive issues, bloating, constipation, poor water quality. Uneaten food also breaks down and increases ammonia levels. A healthy feeding schedule is usually small portions once or twice daily. Experienced keepers prioritize consistency over quantity. Section 5, strong filter flow. Bettas naturally prefer calm water. Strong currents force them to swim constantly just to maintain position. Over time, this creates exhaustion and stress. Long-finned bettas are especially vulnerable because their fins create additional resistance in the water. A stressed betta often becomes less active, hides more, and loses appetite. Gentle filtration is always better for long-term health. Section 6, stress from the environment. Many stress factors exist outside the tank itself. Constant noise, bright lights, frequent tapping on the glass, sudden movement near the aquarium. These may seem harmless to humans, but fish experience them differently. A betta living in a high-stress environment may remain constantly alert, which slowly weakens the immune system. Experts understand that psychological stress matters just as much as physical health. Section 7, poor maintenance routines. Some beginners neglect maintenance completely. Others overclean the tank. Both are harmful. If you never clean the tank, waste accumulates. But if you deep clean everything at once, you destroy beneficial bacteria and destabilize the ecosystem. Healthy maintenance is balanced and gradual. Consistency is more important than extreme cleaning. Section 8. Buying unhealthy bettas. Sometimes the problem begins before the fish even enters your tank. Many stored bettas are already stressed from poor water conditions, shipping stress, weak genetics. Signs of a healthy betta include strong swimming, good coloration, responsive behavior, open fins. Choosing a healthy fish from the beginning increases success dramatically. Section 9. Genetic weaknesses. Selective breeding has created beautiful betta varieties. But extreme breeding also introduces health problems. Some fancy bettas struggle with weak immune systems, poor mobility, fin damage, higher stress sensitivity. This is why short fin varieties often live longer and remain healthier overall. The more exaggerated the features, the more fragile the fish tends to become. Section 10. The danger of constant changes. Many beginners panic whenever something seems wrong. They suddenly change all the water, move decorations, adjust temperature rapidly, add medications immediately. This often creates even more stress. Fish need stability. Experts avoid sudden environmental changes unless absolutely necessary. Section 11. Lighting mistakes. Keeping aquarium lights on constantly is another common issue. Fish need darkness to rest properly. Continuous exposure to light increases stress and disrupts natural rhythms. Too much light also increases algae growth, which destabilizes the environment further. A proper lighting schedule is essential for long-term health. Section 12. Why bettas hide illness. One reason beginners struggle is because fish naturally hide weakness. A betta may continue swimming and eating even while internal damage is progressing. By the time severe symptoms appear, heavy breathing, fin collapse, loss of balance, complete lethargy, the illness is often already advanced. This is why small behavioral changes matter so much. Experts pay attention to patterns, not just emergencies. Section 13. The importance of observation. Experienced fishkeepers spend time simply observing their fish. Observation reveals subtle changes. Reduced appetite, lower activity, different swimming behavior, changes in breathing. The earlier a problem is noticed, the easier it becomes to correct. Observation is one of the most powerful tools in fishkeeping. Section 14. Long-term thinking versus short-term survival. Many bettas survive poor conditions for months. But survival is not the same as health. Internal stress accumulates slowly over time. Experts think long-term. Every setup decision is based on how it affects the fish over years, not days. This mindset changes everything about fishkeeping. Section 15. What actually makes a betta thrive? At the highest level, successful betta care comes down to a few core principles. Stable water conditions, low stress, proper nutrition, gentle environment, consistent maintenance. A thriving betta is active, curious, responsive, and healthy. That level of health is never accidental. It is the result of understanding how the environment affects the fish every single day. Most betta fish deaths are preventable. The problem is not usually one huge mistake. It is many small mistakes slowly building stress over time. Once you understand how stress, water quality, and stability work together, fishkeeping becomes completely different. You stop reacting to emergencies and start preventing them before they happen. That is what separates beginners from experienced aquarists. Call to action. If this guide helped you understand why betta fish die suddenly and how to prevent it, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more advanced aquarium content. And if you truly value these long-form educational guides, you can support the channel directly by using the thanks button below the video. Your support helps me continue creating detailed, high-quality fishkeeping content for the community.